Hello again, Dave Graybill, FishingMagician.com. Today I'm on Potholes Reservoir. Potholes is famous for its walleye and bass fishing, largemouth, smallmouth bass. There's big trout here. What we're after today are the bluegill. The bluegill in Potholes Reservoir are big, and they are a ton of fun to catch. It doesn't take a lot of sophisticated equipment or technique to catch these fish. So that's why I wanted to show you today is how simple it is to do it. And it's just great fun, especially if you've got youngsters. Bluegill fishing is a great way to spend a day on the water. They'll get plenty of action. And believe it or not, these things pull hard. So we're going to spend a few hours out here today. I'll be sure and show you some of the fish we catch and also the way we catch them. Wow, what a great day here at Potholes. And we just decided to try a bobber method. And by golly, it wasn't out there more than 5 minutes. And we got a nice bluegill. And what did you think? You were down about 12 to 15 feet under the bobber?
I think so.
And look what we got. Oh my goodness. Look at that Potholes bluegill. Oh, he's a fatty. To set up for bluegill fishing is very simple. All you need is a spinning rod. You don't need really heavy line to do that. And then on the business end, all I do is make a loop in my line, pull the line through to create a loop. Then I just buy the pre-snelled hooks that come in a package of like a half a dozen. I use a size 8. Reason I'm using these pre-snelled hooks too is they come with a very stiff leader. I like that because then when you cast, it tends to separate your hook with the bait on it from your line. So that's an easy way to get set up. And then on the bottom, I just pinch a split shot on. The reason for that is, well, you need the weight for casting, of course, but then if that gets hung up, the split shot will slide off your line and you can get your hook back. A real simple way to get set up, and it's still a very effective way to catch bluegill here on Potholes or anywhere you can find them. Here's another very effective way to fish for bluegill or other panfish. I like this. It's using a bobber. And using a bobber, there's a couple advantages. One is you can adjust the depth. If you're finding fish on your screen, for example, on your depth sounder, then you can put your bait right in front of them by adjusting the depth of your bobber. And the way you do that is above the bobber, the first thing you do is tie on a stop knot. The best way to learn how to do that is to go to my website, FishingMagician.com, and click on the Fishing TV page. On that page, you will find a video on how to tie a bobber stop knot. And it's very simple, and the advantage is if your knot slips or it comes off, you can tie one right on your line and you don't have to completely re-rig. After you've got your stop knot on your line and snugged up so that you can move it up or down, the next thing that goes on there is a bead. And what happens is when you cast, your line will go down and the bead will go up to that stop knot, and that adjusts your depth. I'm using just one of these simple. There's a variety of these different bobbers available. They all work just fine, especially with this method. And I'm using sort of a medium size here for the conditions we're in. You can get them different sizes. Some are made of foam. These are just fine here. And then what will happen sometimes, that straw that goes through the middle of the bobber will sometimes pull up into the straw and it sticks. So what I did today is I just pinched on a very small split shot, and that prevents this knot from going inside that straw, and so then your bait is not dropping, it's stuck there. But you can do that either with a bead, or in this case I just pinched on a small split shot. This is the same rigging I showed you earlier to attach a hook, and then below that again split shot for casting, and if you do get hung up, that does pull off. This is a very fun way to fish too, because it's very visual. All you have to do is keep an eye on that bobber. When you see it go down, you got a fish. So this is another very effective way to do it. If you're in shallower water, this is a standard bobber. The way they're designed is they have a hook on the bottom, and then on the top you just push that down and you can feed your line through that hook, top and bottom, and then it floats like this in the water. However, you can adjust the depth below that, but if you're fishing very deep, more than a rod's length, it gets a little awkward because you cannot, you have to hand line the fish in basically. So slip bobber is definitely the way to go for this type of fishing. But again, if you're in shallow water, these will work just fine, and they're a lot of fun to use. Well, if you like to try bluegill fishing, Potholes Reservoir would be a great place to go. I mean, look at these fish. They're all like this. There's lots of them. They're really fun to catch. It doesn't take a lot of sophisticated gear to do it. Great family fun. If you want to learn more about fishing on Potholes Reservoir and in this entire area around Moses Lake, you'll find a lot of videos on tourmoseslake.com.